Hey guys, myself Rakesh and I welcome you back to ExpoHub channel. Let's see how many of us can answer this question correctly. A developer is automating a process which retrieves technical product details based on user input. The process steps include. So this is the process that the developer has designed. Asking the user for product name, using the input of the search string in an online catalog. Let's say I'm typing iPhone, so it will go to that online catalog and search for the iPhone. If I type Samsung, it is going to go and search for that Samsung. Okay, and then whatever the results are coming, it is going to scrape the structured results list. Very simple process. Okay, asking for the product name, searching, and then scrape the data. Whatever the entire list is coming, I need to scrape it. The developer discovers that the title of the search result page is generated dynamically using the search string. The problem is the title of the search result. So let's say if I'm typing iPhone in that page, the search result title is changing. If I'm typing Samsung, again it is dynamically changing, the title is changing. So that is generally happens with most of our web pages. Okay, the developer discovers that the title of the search result page is generated dynamically using the search string. Now in such a case, how would you scrape the data? What kind of a modification you have to do to scrape the data? Based on the graphics, what is the recommended way to ensure the robot locates the correct page? So there are four options. Let's first read through. Fine tune the next link selector property of data scraping activity. Are you going to utilize something called next link selector? No. Fine tune the selector of the data scraping activity. Are you going to data scraping activity? Are you going to do something with this or this? No. Fine tune the selector of the attached browser activity. Are you going to fine tune the attached browser selector? Or limit the max number of results property to the number of results displayed on each page and create a loop. Are you going to really do that? You have to work on the selector, but are you going to work on this or this? Where you have to modify the selector? Let's see that. Okay, so to find out the right answer for this specific question, we will go to Uipath Studio. And many of you who are using the latest Uipath Studio, you may not find the data scraping. If you do not see it on the top panel, all you have to do, click on the projects tab. You might be having over here. Hit on the projects tab, go to settings. In the general, you have something called modern design. If it is enabled for you, disable it. The moment you disable the modern design and click on OK, the project is going to reload, and once it reloads, you would be able to find data scraping. Simple. Okay, so once you have the data scraping, what needs to be done? Let's do it. Now, how do we experiment such a case? We don't have such an application. So very simple thing, what we will do, we'll go to Google, and in the Google, I'm going to simply type iPhone just for learning purpose. Okay, so I'm typing iPhone. So all the links and pages have come. Okay, similar way, I'll go to Google and let me search for, let's say, Samsung. Again, if I type Samsung, again there are multiple links appearing as a result. But if you look at the search string, if you look at google.com search q equals to iPhone and RLG, do you see there is a change? And if you look at the Samsung, again google.com search q is equal to Samsung and RLG, do you see there is a change happening over here? There is a change happening over here, even there is a change happening over here. Alright, so this is dynamically changing. So let's first apply the data scraping on one of the page. Let's say the iPhone page I'm going to apply. Okay, now what you do on this page, you find a lot of ads and then a lot of other things. So scroll down, start from here, start from this page, scroll down a little bit. This is a news. So from here we will try to scrape the data. Okay, similar way on the Samsung page, again these are a couple of advertisement ads. I'll just skip that, and I'll skip this, and maybe from here I'm going to search the scrape this particular data. So let's see how to do it. I'm going back to the iPhone page, and I will go back to the studio. I'll hit on data scraping, and it is asking me open your browser application, press next in the dialog box, mouse cursor next, and I'm going to highlight the, so this is what I'm going to highlight, the title of the page. To create a pattern, you need to indicate a similar field, hit on next, and then highlight another title in the page. So both the things have been, so extract URL. Okay, I'm trying to extract the URL, and I'm going to say URL title or description, whatever you want to say, hit on next. So what is happening in this entire page, all this iPhone, Apple, and then whatever the below links are there, everything is been scraped one by one. Okay, whatever the available links are there, everything has been scraped. So you can see the list has come, and I'm going to hit on finish. Is the data spanning in multiple pages? For the moment I'm saying no. Okay, so now what is happening, entire data which is being scraped, it is getting stored in extract data table output variable, which is a data table variable. Now if I have to write it to an Excel file, let me use an Excel application scope below this, and then here I'm going to point out to the specific Excel file that I have to use. Simple. And once it has been pointed out, I would like to write it to an Excel file. So let's say write range, and I'm going to use the Excel application. Now once you switch back from the modern design, all of this will be available. Otherwise, in the filter option also you can enable show modern or show classic, depending on the view you are in. Okay, if you do not see some certain activities. All right, now what I'm going to do here, the Excel application scope, and here I wanted to write in the sheet 1. So I'll just say sheet 1, and data table name I'm going to give it as extract data table. Done. So that way, what it's going to do, if I run this now, it is going to scrape the required data from the iPhone page. If you look at, give it few seconds, execution has started, and we can watch the Excel file. See, in the Excel file it got auto populated. Everything has been auto populated. The execution is complete, and the data is populated. Now with the same thing, if I'm going to close this one and I'm on the Samsung page and try to run it, is it going to work? Will it going to really work? No, it is going to throw an error. Just so where would you like to make the fine tuning? We need to understand that. Okay, give it a second. So all these experiments, only when you do, you will learn. So the execution has started. So after, what is the default time? After 30 seconds, it is going to throw one failure. See, after 30 seconds, I got a error at the attached browser. So I have to work on the attached browser. So let me stop this. Let me stop this and go to the attached browser activity. And first of all, remember the data scraping is a sequence. If you see, this is a sequence, nothing to do with data scraping. Attached browser is the activity. Attached browser activity, go to the selector. In the input, there is something called selector. Once you highlight and then expand this selector. So what is happening here? It is saying iPhone. That's why I need to validate again. Now I have to scrape it from the Samsung page. I have closed, so try to close the iPhone page at the moment, because it might continue to work with the previous page. So I have opened this, close the iPhone page, and I have kept the Samsung page, and let's try to validate. So validate is wrong. If I click on indicate element, and here if I highlight this page, So what is happening, if you see the title from iPhone, it has changed back to Samsung. So to make it dynamic, all I have to do, this specific area, I have to put a star, right? I will use a wildcard and try to validate. It is going to work on both iPhone and on the Samsung page, right? So let's do that. Let me open back the iPhone page. Okay, the iPhone page is back. Now it is going to work on both iPhone and Samsung page. Let's experiment. So let me delete all the data from here, save it, and run the data scraping. So now I have kept the iPhone page active. So hopefully, let me close this for the moment. So just imagine it went, searched for iPhone, and the execution looks like it is completed. Let's go back to the Excel file. All the iPhone data has been scraped. Okay, similar way, let me apply this on the Samsung page. Okay, let's run it. Look at the output panel. Demo execution started. Okay, and completed. Let's go back to the Excel file, and you can see all the Samsung output has appeared. Okay, so if this is somehow not functioning for you, this may happen that if you have kept both the page open on the same browser, it may happen. So try to close, because we are experimenting on the Google tabs. Okay, we are all doing it on the same Google Chrome. So try to close one tab in case it happens, and try to experiment while you are experimenting. Now you can see the output has appeared, right? So what we have done as an output, what we have done, we have tried modifying the, or fine tuning, in the right sentence, fine tune the attached browser selectors. This is what we have done. So here our answer is, the right answer for this question is, you will fine tune the selector of the attached browser activity. This is the right answer. Okay, hopefully from this experiment it must be very clear to you as to why we have to select this as our answer. So thank you guys for watching this. We are going to come up with more such conceptual contents for you, which is going to help you clarify a lot of your doubts. Thank you, take care, and we are going to meet in our next video. Bye bye.